It is Wednesday, the 10th of January 2018, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. In Jitsu, 10 came into the universe meaning air, the vehicle for the outpouring of limitless life power, or the warehouse of abundance. So safety energy lock number 10 is the place from which we can access the abundance of the limitless outpouring of life power. It's the vehicle that carries that into our body, and it is situated between the spine and the shoulder blade, midway down the shoulder blade. So actually it's about on your spine. If this is the front, more or less in this area on the back, and it is the chest area. It's part of the bust line. The bust line is what connects us to the breath, and the breath is what connects us to all life. 10 is, of course, a 1, and 1 is about new beginnings. It's about moving into the future. 1 says, I know where I'm going, follow me. 1 is our natural leader. 1, in the form of the 10, is the integration of our emotional selves. So what does that mean? That means being, in my opinion, it means being able to experience your positive emotions and your negative emotions. It's about allowing yourself to feel the feelings without making a story about them, just accepting that they're there. So if you are not feeling good and you allow that feeling to be there, doesn't have to be there forever, but you allow that feeling to be there and you actually pay attention to it, you increase your chance of being able to move on to that next better feeling thought that will then take you to the next better feeling, and it can move you up the ladder of towards feeling better, basically. 1 is about me. It's quite self-centered, so it's like I am the one. You know, I am in my life. I am the one. Now that may sound really selfish, but it is also about self-reliance. I can stand on my own feet. It's not that I don't want connection with others, but I don't need anybody to complete me or rescue me or save me, because I am capable of doing that for me. 1 is also about integration. It's about realizing that nothing is missing. It's about realizing that you cannot only be an optimist. It's about realizing that you cannot always be positive. You have positive and negative come together. It's about realizing that when you are feeling as if you're in a negative space, the positive does exist, and that you do have the choice to reach for that. So it's about integration, and it's about appreciating that nothing is ever missing except in our perceptions. We, of course, have the second one in the life map, which is for January, and so that's a more physical one. That's I'm stepping into my future. This is how I am more integrated on a physical level. So again, if we want to connect to that energy, the better we integrate ourselves physically, the better we'll be able to do that. And what I mean by that is by taking care of ourselves, by drinking enough water, getting enough rest, sleeping enough, moving our bodies, eating the right foods. So that's how we integrate the physical. We integrate the emotional by allowing ourselves to experience and feel the emotions without judging ourselves as being less than for not always being happy or always being positive. We also have the 2, of course, of 2018. And that 2 allows us to see the balance. It allows us to appreciate both sides, and it allows us to nurture ourselves. It allows us to feel those negative emotions, for example, without judging ourselves for them, because that's an act of nurture. So when your child comes to you and says, Mommy, I'm so sad because, I don't know, I saw a little, I found a little dead bird outside the nest, and I'm so sad. You don't say to the child, well, sorry, but sad is wrong. You are wrong for feeling sad. You comfort the child. So that is what we want to actually apply to ourselves. It's difficult because we are the people that we are the hardest on usually. But it's worth practicing, because the more you practice it, the better you get at it. So we've got 2 air numbers and a water number in the root of the life map today. No earth in the root, but we have earth in the euro position, because the euro today is a 4, and 4 is the visionary. 4 is the big picture seer. 4 is about being authentic. It's about being in integrity with yourself, with the world around you, and with the people in your life. 4 is about breaking boundaries. It's about helping you break out of the shackles of your programmed or your pre-programmed thinking, so that you can appreciate that there may be a different way, that you might not know what it is, but just that there is a different way. And the minute you can appreciate that there is a different way of thinking or being or living or feeling, that's usually, in my opinion, when the universe unfolds or sends something to you, which then allows you to do just that, to get out of the shackles that keep you bound. So that is the hero today. It helps us keep it real. It's an earth number. So it says to us, you know what? Just get real. So if your 1 is completely being bombastic and super egotistical and acting like a total diva, the 4 goes, hey sister, just get real. You know, you maybe are not as amazing as you think you are, and the world actually doesn't revolve around you. For each person, they are the center of their universe. So you may be the center of your universe, but you are not the center of everyone else's. It's a valuable thing to remember. The villain today is the 5. And so when we have 5 in the villain position, we run the risk of analysis paralysis, we run the risk of high anxiety, and we run the risk of allowing our anxiety to run away with us. Fortunately, safety energy lock number 10 is represented on the index finger. And the index finger harmonizes the bladder and kidney organ function energy. It helps us to connect to the water element of the body. It helps us to go with the flow. And it harmonizes subconscious fear. And it's the subconscious fear that drives the anxiety. So if you find yourself feeling anxious, if you find yourself freaking out about your finances, your health, your finances, I was going to say your money, your finances, your health, your relationships, your security, those are usually the things that are where the big subconscious fears lie. Hold your index finger, come to your center, focus on your breath, and just allow yourself to feel that anxiety. If you're holding your index finger while you're doing that, it will help that anxiety to come in like a tide and recede again like a tide and make it more manageable. It may not take it away completely, but it will allow you to function, because that 5 in the villain position can sometimes paralyze us. It can create such fear that we become paralyzed and that we cannot actually take any action that might nurture us and make us feel better. So hang on to that index finger today, and be sure to drink enough water so that you keep yourself hydrated and you can keep that kidney and bladder organ function energy in harmony. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.